Come in. Hi, Janet. How are you doing today? I'm Michael. I'm the dietitian here.
Oh, hi, Michael. It's good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Please have a seat.
Well, thank you.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good.
You're
How
good?
are you?
Great, great. It's beautiful weather out, right?
It's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Yeah. Not too warm, right? Today, not too cold.
Exactly.
It's perfect. It's good to just be outside, right?
It is. Very nice.
Great. If you don't mind, during our session, I'm just going to write down a few notes.
That'd be great.
Great.
Sure.
All right. So let me first start off by asking you, what brings you in today?
Well, I've been trying to lose weight, and I haven't been very successful doing that on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really want to start a fad diet because I hear that they're not very successful.
Mm-hmm.
You lose weight, but then you gain back and possibly gain more back. So I figured that I would come to a dietitian and, see what we can come up with.
Great, great. So I'm glad that you've acknowledged that the fad diets don't work too well. Usually, like you said, you can lose a lot of weight, but you can put it right back on. So that's very good. So let me ask you, so you say that you'd really like to lose some weight.
I would. Doctor recommended.
Okay, so the doctor recommended. So
trying to lower the cholesterol and possibly the blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great because, with weight loss can come those, the benefits of bringing the cholesterol and the blood pressure down as well, because it's going to help you to become a little bit more healthy overall. So if I could ask you, maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you put losing the weight?
Probably in the 10 to 15 pound range. Is that the question that you're asking me?
Well, that's good. I'll make a note of that. But if you could rate your goal of losing weight on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you?
It's very important. So I would say 10.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're very motivated to lose this weight.
I am.
That's great. So let me ask you then. It sounds like you've been trying a little bit.
I have.
So what would be some obstacles that have stopped you from losing some of the weight that you'd like to lose?
Probably eating too late at night, eating dinner too late. We used to be on a more regimented, as far as meal times. And, sometimes you get out of that habit and you come home from work and you have a little snack and then, you do a few things and by the time you start dinner, it's a little late. So I guess I would want to maybe move up dinner time.
Sure.
And probably stop snacking at night. I think that's probably one of my downfalls as far as losing weight.
All right, great. So to kind of reflect on what you said, so you think that you've been eating dinner a little bit too late and maybe your meals aren't as regimented as you'd want. So in the past, when you, I guess, would say that you'd have more regimented meals, how would you eat?
Probably meat, vegetable, and, some kind of a starch. We used to have vegetables and salad every night for dinner, but, I've stopped doing that. When your kids move out of the house and, there's only 2 of you here, I guess you get a little lazy about it. So.
Well, yeah, sure. That definitely makes sense. You're not chasing the kids around as much anymore.
That's
or
true.
Maybe going to a baseball game or doing this or dance lessons, right? So,
That's
yeah,
true.
I can see how you could fall into, not, I wouldn't call it lazy because it seems like you're, trying very hard, but just those options aren't quite there anymore, right? So, all right. Well, so maybe one of the goals we can work on, so you said that you're eating maybe snacking too much at night.
Yes.
What would you say that you're snacking on?
Probably ice cream, I think I'm eating too close to bedtime. Like I'll have maybe a small bowl of cereal, but it'll be right before bed, and I think that's probably not the best choice.
Okay, so maybe one of our goals could be for you to maybe eat 1 hour before you go to bed, and we could make it something with a little more fiber, like say an apple, or just something that's going to keep you a little more full, but that's not too calorically dense. So maybe even some celery and some hummus or something like that. So our goal could be to, a couple hours before bed, have a nice fibrous food that is lower in calories, but it'll keep you full, and then it'll stop you from maybe doing some of the ice cream and some of those more I guess calorically dense foods. But of course you don't have to take these out of your diet completely. You would just have to limit them, because we don't want you to ever take away foods that you enjoy. So doing maybe ice cream once a week, we could say, is still good. That could be a goal, or that could just be motivation. If you followed your regimen of a fibrous food at night for 5 days, on the 6th day you could have some ice cream.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
That sounds good.
That'd be good. Great.
As long as I don't have to cut it out completely.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Because
a treat once in a while would be great.
And as you said earlier, with the fad diet, some of them want you to cut out everything and create a whole new lifestyle. But we don't want to do that. We want you to be able to eat the foods you'd like to eat. Just, and I guess we'd say in smaller portions, or every so often, as a treat. So, great.
Okay.
So if I could ask you, what matters the most to you about losing the weight?
I think being healthy.
Okay, great.
Being able to live longer and see my children and grandchildren grow up, and and feeling good, feeling better.
Great. Those are all great things to be. So you'd like to just feel more healthy. You'd like to be able to just have more longevity in your life, as you said, be able to see your grandchildren grow. So that's great. So so we talked a little bit about food. How about physical activity? How's that been going for you?
I try to walk as often as I can. I probably should be doing some more exercising. And I guess that'll be my goal to do it on a more regular basis.
So if I could ask you, how many times a week do you think you're walking now, and for how long?
Probably 3 to 4 times a week. 20 minutes.
Good, that's good. That is very good. Okay. So 3 to 4 times a week, you said, and then for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So when do you usually do your walking?
At lunchtime.
At lunchtime?
Yeah.
Okay. And
sometimes in the evening, but mostly at lunchtime.
And which do you find works better for you?
The lunchtime.
The lunchtime?
Yeah.
Great. So that's a great start for the exercise. Now let me ask you, what are some other physical activities that you like to do?
Well, I like to swim. I do gardening.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and really, I guess that's about it. I'd like to maybe start biking, but we'll see how that goes.
Sure. So do you have a pool, or do you go to a local pool?
We have a pool in the backyard.
Great, that's great. Swimming is very good exercise. It burns a lot of calories. It's light on the joints. So maybe a goal that we could make as you continue to do your walking, because that's very great. So you're doing that 3 to 4 times a week, and maybe we could incorporate in some swimming a couple nights a week, or whenever you feel comfortable, just to add a little extra physical activity, especially in this beautiful weather, right?
And what would you suggest as far as time-wise? Is how long should I stay in the pool, exercising? So about the same.
Yeah, so I would say to start, we'd like you to do 30 minutes of a moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise 5 times a week. So it looks like you're already doing that 3 to 4 times a week. So maybe two, for your swimming, you could do 15 to 30 minutes, and that's just and we could say 3 times a week, and that could just add a little bit more to your physical activity, and that's gonna help you burn a little more calories, if you think that could fit into your lifestyle.
Okay. For the summertime?
Yeah. Great. So we'll focus on that for now.
Okay.
So let's see. So just to go over what we went over today, a couple goals. So one of our goals is your late night snacking, right? So instead of reaching for that ice cream, we want you to reach towards something that's a little more fiber, has a little more fiber in it, like some fruits or some vegetables, maybe like we said, some celery, with a little hummus as a little, a snack, not too many calories, and it's going to keep you full. And then, so less snacking at night, or just using more fibrous foods. And then another goal we had was just to increase your physical activity, which you're already doing a very good job at, but just a little bit. So just adding in some swimming, maybe 2 to 3 times a week for an extra 30 minutes.
Okay.
And does that sound good?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. And it sounds like you're very motivated. Like you said, you would put the weight loss at a 10. It's important to you. You'd like to use it, or you'd like to lose the weight to become more healthy. Just increase your quality of life. It sounds like,
and to feel
live
better.
longer. Yep, to feel better. That's great. Great. So that's I believe where we should start.
Okay.
And then we can follow up within a month.
Okay.
And we can go over how you felt about these goals, how you did with them, what you would change, and then we can work on some other goals to help you lose some more weight, or go towards that goal of, I believe you said 10 to 15 pounds.
Yes.
Great. So do you have any additional questions for me while you're here, Janet?
No, I think we've covered our goals for now, and we'll see how I do, and then at our next session we can go over everything again.
Great. Well, before we leave, I'll write up these goals for you so we can step outside into the office section here, and we'll see you soon, right?
Okay.
Okay,
all right.
great.
Thank
Great
you.
to meet
It was
you.
nice to meet you.
Nice
Thanks
to meet
so
you
much.
too, Janet.